Hey everybody, today is February 1st, 2024. It's Thursday. I'm Gene and you're hanging with Uncle. I know it's been a couple of weeks since we've been on the air. I went out of town to visit my sons one's in Washington State, the other one's in Georgia, spend their birthdays with them. And I brought my laptop and I was going to do the shows remote there, but of course it died, so I had no way to communicate with you guys. We were going to be absent and I apologize. But today I cannot control my laughter over this nonsense that is going on that the right is freaking out about, letting Taylor Swift live collectively rent free in the head of every GOP moron that is out there. But we can't have this conversation unless we bring in our man on the street. So let's welcome back to the show, Brent. How you doing, brother?
Great, man. Great Super Bowl coming up, man. I'm a big Swifty fan. I don't know who's playing, but man,
According to
I'm gonna
them,
be looking at that box. I'm
according
hoping
to,
they're gonna have a split screen, brother.
you know they will, because she'll be wearing number 87, and I'm pretty sure she'll probably be a secret weapon and run for a touchdown or something. You never know. I don't know, but ooh, man. Um, I just I don't even know where to begin because this is like, herding cats trying to organize all this, man. But let me just say, I'm not going to say I met Taylor Swift before, but when I used to work security at Verizon Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas, I worked a Taylor Swift concert. And I think that she was 18 at this time, so she was just starting out, but already huge, right? And this particular event, if anybody's out there paying attention, Kelly Pickler opened for her. So that's when I saw her. And my interaction was I'm clocking out and I'm getting ready to go home and I'm walking down the tunnel to get out of there. And my boss, Tracy, is coming towards me, followed by Taylor and Kelly. And they don't know me because I'm not wearing my security outfit anymore. I'm in my plain clothes, and they get like right behind him, like, oh my god, who is this guy? And I just looked and I go, night, Tracy. And he said, night, Gene. And we walked on by. It's not like I wasn't trying to disrespect anybody. You're fans, you get this all the time. And I respect your privacy. And that was my interaction with Taylor Swift. Nothing negative. That's just what it was. So all I can say is from personal experience, she's been a big deal for a very, very long time. And my question for you, Brent, is when in the history of the NFL has the Super Bowl been connected to a presidential race?
Yeah, we were trying to go over this a little bit earlier, just for a few minutes, and I can't think of any Super Bowl experience. I knew there was some talk, of course, when Trump was running in 2015. I remember he really brought in the football angle because of Kaepernick taking a knee, and then his supposedly broship with Tom Brady that kind of ended up backfiring. Mr. Kraft admitted to knowing the guy, I think. But that was really about it. There's a few different kinds, a few different times, and really it should be about football usually. It is
I,
the sporting event.
that's what I always thought. But so even with the Kaepernick thing, that was never around a Super Bowl. But this is a good example because I think this is what's playing out right now. Colin Kaepernick started taking a knee to protest police brutality, but the right wanted to make it about him disrespecting the flag. And it's like,
Yep.
no matter how many times you tell them, this is what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, they don't hear it because they only want to believe what they want to believe. It's like if you put a second marble in their head, they lose their balance and fall down because they're that stupid.
Yeah, it seemed like they were attacking. You know, when I looked at that Kaepernick thing too, when I kept on thinking and hearing Trump talk bad about him, I kept on thinking of him and the birther thing. How he used to do it with, down talking basically our like president Obama.
Mm-hmm.
He just kept on he kept on discrediting everybody, and instead of making it about Kaepernick is really intelligent guy. If you actually listen to him speak, it's why he gets speaking engagements. He's an educated guy. I mean, I think Jim Harbaugh is considering about bringing him into the Chargers in some role.
It would not be a bad idea.
No, I don't think it would be at all, man. He would be a great little quarterback coach or something, But, it's not, athletes understand the social importance of their figure. Especially really it became Ali was the first really sports legend, I would say, that kind of broke across generations. And now it seems like with football, we went from any type of sport event, usually a sports hero is the main story. But now this Super Bowl, it's about a date. And it's about the dating game.
You're right.
It's more than that, but it's
Ali took his fame and became an ambassador to the world and used it to preach peace. Remember, he had his title stripped because he wouldn't go to Vietnam and kill somebody he had nothing against, because it was his religion, because the Muslim faith would not allow him to blindly go kill someone that was not justified. So when I hear, again, more lies from the dumbasses on the right about how Muslims are all terrorists. No, you're full of shit. They're not. You could then, let's just call all white Christian people terrorists, because look at Timothy McVeigh. He called himself a Christian. So
yeah, he did.
But this thing with Taylor Swift, man, I can't believe how, again, just completely stupid the right has lost their mind about this, trying to accuse her of rigging the Super Bowl so that Kansas City wins, so when they're on the platform, now they can make this big announcement to endorse President Biden. I'm sure when the Kansas City Chiefs went into training camp, before Taylor and Kelsey started dating, that had nothing to do with it. It was about the team, who was going to help the team get to the championship and win. That is what sports is about. So, again, dumbass Vivek Ramaswamy talking about how she's a propped up celebrity. He's so stupid. I mean, have you not been paying attention to how big this woman is? Since she was a teenager, she's been breaking records, drawing crowds. She's been a millionaire, for what? Decades.
20 years. She's a generational talent. Really. She's a star. It's not just about her music, it's how she presents herself. She's well-spoken. She speaks at different events. She presents herself well. Any company, and you see companies using her, Yeah. I mean, she has her little project and stuff. I mean, it makes sense to go ahead and utilize her, and then, of course, her boyfriend. And yeah, he's getting his Pfizer shot, and people are worried about shots, this and that. But it is a public service message, and it's an honor. It was an honor for any sports athlete, an athlete to do a public address, in a campaign to help the government out. That was an honor. Wouldn't you say so? It shouldn't be a bad thing that, he's a great athlete. So, of course you want that guy showing off his COVID shot.
The thing about it is, yes, Brent, it's an honor. It's not, oh my God, he's an anti-vaxxer. He's going to use this platform to talk bad about. It's not about politics. It's about vaccines. So, again, we've had this conversation for a long time now. I'm pro-vaccine because vaccines have helped me not get measles, not get mumps, not get hepatitis. The list goes on and on and on. So does that mean I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in the GOP, works because I got vaccinated? How stupid is that? It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's, none whatsoever. These guys are morons. I don't understand how they get out of bed without hurting themselves.
Well, I don't want to throw out some conspiracy theories, but I'm worried about this, Gene. I got to admit, I'm a little worried about this because of the mRNA in those shots. How about there's a little bit of Taylor Swift in there? There's a little bit of Swifties moving around in there. Uh-oh. So when you hear, because what's going to happen is right before they give out the Lombardi Trophy, they're going to, instead of giving it out to an athlete or the coach, they're going to give it out to Taylor Swift, and she's going to endorse Biden right there. And at that point, your mRNA from those shots with those little Swifties in you will be activated, and you will be compelled to vote for Biden, and you'll become a liberal. Oh, my God.
I'll just ask you, anybody out there, Brent, any athlete, anybody that's played any sport ever, you work your tail off all season long to get to the game where you're going to be crowned the champion and handed your ring, trophy, whatever it is. How offended would you be if you brought your girlfriend on stage with the other teammates who worked their ass off all year? So, like, she gets the credit and you did nothing? It's not logical, but these guys don't have brains in their head. They're stupid. It's like this, the cement is hardened in there and nothing can get through. They're just stupid as fixed in there, and it's funny to look at to me. They're just idiots.
You know what this is reminding me of? Because there is some Dynamite teams that got broken up from women. And I'm starting to think about the Beatles, brother. Is she the Yoko Ono to the Chiefs?
As far as what I can see, all they've ever done is be successful and win since she has become a Chiefs fan, or at least a Travis fan. So bringing the team together. That doesn't sound like Yoko to me.
I don't know, man. If she gets on that stage and she gets handed all those trophies and runs off of all the rings of all the players because all the Super Bowls about Taylor Swift. No, see, it just doesn't make sense. It's so you're gonna hype this up and make it a political statement. And this is what Trump did to you. One of the things I remember growing up as a kid, of course, about Trump is the USFL. Who could forget that shit?
Oh my God.
So, the little Italian, Russian, Jewish boy that I am, and the stories I heard on my grandfather's knee, I knew about Roger Stone. And Roger Stone solicited and coached and started grooming Trump right about 1983, 84. Helped him line everything up to go ahead and start getting into the USFL. Which wasn't really about the money. It was about the exposure. When people think of like stuff trending, TikTok, and you're a 15-minute celebrity. Well, this was New York was the back page or page 6. You were all over it. So people wanted to get these little quirky arguments or court cases going. It made them look cool and got their little image out. So they understood that, but his attack and his use of football kept on building from that. So I can't remember. I think he was in a Super Bowl game. Wasn't he at the Super Bowl, at Jerry Stadium? And then there was a couple Super Bowls he was at.
I know.
So they did. Go ahead.
I know he went to the World Series game and got booed.
Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so, and then he started doing I'm Tom Brady's friend, blah, 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 blah. So what happened was Fox started getting really big into football. And they're, of course, very Republican. So when I look at this and them starting to build up the story this is going to create division. And they understand that. I think it's going to backfire more on the Republicans. But either way, this is going to create a buzz by the Super Bowl being about, of course, the conspiracy theory now. So they're going to keep on bringing this up. This will be going on throughout the whole election cycle. Then come next football season, right before the election, it will start to kind of build up again. And, but this is a tactic to go ahead and see if the shit will stick or not. Sometimes they throw shit at the wall just to see if it sticks or not.
I'm going to tell you, Brent, that I think here's the big flaw in their plan, and maybe they can't see it, but I'll tell them. This is a freebie for you guys, okay? Again, Taylor Swift is a megastar, probably the biggest right now, on the planet, or if not one of the biggest, if not the biggest. And you keep giving her free publicity when all she does is tell people to vote, not how to vote, just register to vote. But the more you talk shit about her and that free publicity with all the followers that she has, if you want to make this political, guess which way they're going to lean.
Yeah, they're gonna activate the younger generation to vote is what's going to happen. And that is the Achilles heel of the Republican Party. They were thinking about increasing the age in some states, right? This election cycle to 21. I think it got shot down. Yeah. But they understand how important the young vote is. So they're energizing the young vote right now. You want to go ahead and get between a Swiftie fan and the polls? Go ahead. I mean, they're going to march. Yeah. They'll be like the '80s mall rats or something. Right. You want to stay away from those pack of girls that are packing around the mall. So if you want to go ahead and ruin your election, I think, and that's what they're saying. That's what I'm saying about the shit. They're going to see what type of engagement they get. So if they get the right engagement, you probably won't hear about this for a few. The football season will end, and all of a sudden, come next football season, right before the election, boom, those will be the story again. So I think that's what they're doing, is they're trying to gauge whether or not this will work, and they're doing polls. And it really, at this point, it seems like any type of trend they just jump on.
All they're doing
is fucking shooting a Bud Light. Yeah. I mean, what we gonna shoot up Swiftie bobbleheads on top of Bud Lights?
The more free publicity, do it. All you're gonna do is put more holes in your boat, and who are you gonna blame? It's like I'm gonna
Taylor Swift.
I'm gonna jump off this cliff right here, but I'm gonna blame you for my decision to jump. That's what they're doing. That's what this looks like to me, because they're that stupid. They really are that stupid. They cannot get out of their own way. And I find it so funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see an angle, of course, them being, this might create more people giving donations, and more campaign contributions might be generated on both sides from this. And maybe that's one of the things they're going to gauge. There is maybe some inherent value of throwing out this shit because it has worked in the past. I just don't think this is the right shit.
It's really not. It's really
It,
not. It's like, um, me at 63 wanting to take on Vladimir Klitschko. How much sense does that make? That's how stupid they are.
uh, I wonder, aren't they running the clip? I don't know if they're both on Wagner's side or they were Wagner group or
No, they're Ukraine.
did,
They're
did,
pro
did
Ukrainians, man.
Ukraine? Okay, they're
Yeah,
Ukraine. Okay,
yeah. So anyway, that was just a correlation of how stupid the
yeah.
idea is of yeah. It's just absolutely insane. And when I hear again these other stupid idiots like Charlie Kirk and Jesse Waters and any other bozo on Fox talking about this, all you're doing is helping Joe Biden win. If you want to make this about the presidential election instead of what it really is, a damn game, you're only going to help Joe Biden. So keep up the good work.
You know what would be funny is if the Kansas City wins the Super Bowl, and then they show the Super Bowl parade, which will probably be the most viewed Super Bowl parade in history because of Taylor Swift. They put Taylor and the lover on their own little float, on the Pfizer float. It'll be a big needle.
I
Big
don't even
old
think she'll be a
Travis.
member of the parade. She might be around, have a bird's eye view of the stand when they get to the end and I'll make their speeches, but she's not a member of that team. She knows it, and she's not going to interject herself. And unless the fans and Andy Reid and the other teammates collectively say, hey, Taylor, come on up here. But then they'd have to bring all their wives and girlfriends and sons and daughters too. So again, you see how just logistically that makes no sense. But again, they don't make sense. All they like to do is just show how incompetent they are.
You know what's going to be cool is I forgot about that is the press Sunday is coming up,
Yeah.
so we'll see what type of crazy. Usually, the crazies come out for press day for the Super Bowl. You got people from all over the planet coming in for that one day event.
Yeah.
It's not only a press event; it's like a costume LARPing event sometimes.
Yeah. I think
You
they
get all
call
these.
that Media Day.
Yeah, Media Day, Super Bowl Media Day, yep.
Yeah.
But that'll be interesting to see how they handle it. You know, like what type of questions are starting to come out, all that, and then I wonder if Kelsey, I'm sure Kelsey will speak, but you know, such a such a beautiful game, and I mean, politics and sports. It's hard to separate them sometimes, but really, as Americans, really a sporting event should be a unifying experience. Your team versus our team. Our team doesn't do as good that day. Your team wins. Congratulations to your team.
That's
That's
what it
how it
should
used to
be.
be.
And
People used to dress up, dude. Remember, people used to dress up for
yeah.
church, to fly. You flew someplace, you were in a suit. You went to a ball game, you were in a suit. You wore your Sunday best 7 days a week, basically, when you went out.
Yep.
Because that was a thing of respect. So you respect your country. You respect your team.
You respect
You
yourself.
respect your visitors. You respect yourself. Yeah, you respect yourself. That's what it's supposed to be about. That is the beauty of sports.
But
Sports can also have an ugly side too, with grooming and all that. But that's a conversation for another day.
well,
What do you got, brother?
I think because we only have a few minutes left, but I do want to bring up one important point, and that is the San Francisco 49ers have something to say about the outcome of this game, but nobody's paying attention to that. This game is not predetermined. You fight it on the field inside the white lines, and that's where it's going to be determined, not by who's sitting in a press box or how many people or fans you bring with you. Because remember, the Colts were supposed to win Super Bowl III until Joe Namath said, So let's not forget what this is really about, because the 49ers are also a very talented team, and I think they're going to have something to say about the outcome of this game. So, excuse me. Do you have?
Yeah, that'll be funny. Super Bowl, whatever it is right now, 56, 58,
Yeah.
goes down as Kansas City Swifties versus a team that wasn't Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team or something.
Yeah.
They won't. It'll be a footnote. Really, it'll be about Taylor Swift. Everyone will remember that and whatever else instead of like the football game. So what's the point of spending $5,000 on a football game if it turns into it just keeps on going the way it is? It's got to get back to sports again. It really does.
No,
I mean,
totally agree.
I understand that people want to make statements, but you could do them both at the same time. You could be slick about it, make your statement, maybe wear a cool hat during the press conference, whatever, climb, whatever thing that you pursue. But really, the more emphasis that you as an athlete put on all that extra stuff, that takes away from you in a way. You're like accomplishment. I think.
I got
you can leave that on the field
for you. And again, man, this is just me being silly. What do you think the chances are of the stadium, everyone in the stadium wearing their red 87 jersey with long blonde wigs?
What I am interested in is I was thinking about that is how many people at this Super Bowl will have that same sweater that Taylor wore that was specially made by the wife of another player, blah, blah, blah. I think that lady was from San Fran, wasn't she?
I don't remember.
That made the sweater. It was someplace in California.
It might have
the
been.
Lady made the sweater. It was an athlete's girlfriend, but I bet that will be the one talking about. I wonder how many people will buy it and what will be the cost of it.
You know why?
Do you want to take a guess?
More than 50%.
More than 50%?
Excuse me. Yeah, that's what I think. But it also shows, really, that, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but more women are more interested in what Taylor Swift is doing. And, oh, by the way, there's a game on the field. And more men are not giving a shit about the presidential election. They're rooting for their team because they probably have a lot of bets on it. Over, under, who's going to win, who's going to lose, that kind of stuff. Who's going to cover the spread.
Yeah, I guess I'm a fossil thinking that way, too. I guess it is a good thing. I just hate the commercial part of it all. Like, I don't know if you've been into a sporting event recently. I walked into a sport event that wasn't a registered shirt. It said my friend had a New York Yankees shirt on. It was a white T-shirt that said New York Yankees on it. Then it had an arrow pointing to his stomach because he had a beer belly. It said Jeter's baby. So we got kicked out of there. He couldn't, or no, he was going to get kicked out of there because you can't have a non-official shirt in there. And I thought at first they were just joking. When they started telling me, like, no, you have to have officially, a Major League Baseball shirt. You can't, blah, blah, blah. I said it's a joke. So I had to take off the shirt off my back to keep my friend in that day. So, but that is the thing, is it's, people are going there to enjoy themselves. And, if not all the people, not everyone has money to spend $150 on a jersey, So... Yeah. It really is nice to, maybe Taylor or other people would think about that and somehow lower the costs. Because if she is bringing people into the stands, and there is this younger generation of little girls looking at this now and blah blah blah. Well, how do you keep on catering to that and keep on building that into the framework of what you do in the NFL? You know, and so that's the thing is you got to go ahead and you got to encourage that.
Yep.
So that's Swifty fans. Hey, they're a crazy lot, but so are football players. You know, I mean the football fans. So it's gonna be a fun game. I think Kansas City will win by a touchdown.
You know, we'll see, man. I'm going to make one prediction. I bet during that entire game you will not hear one announcer mention the presidential election and how the outcome of this game will affect the race in November. Because we're all, remember, a whole nother off season and spring training and mini camps is going to go off again before November. So let's just keep it in perspective. Let's enjoy the game and laugh at the morons on the GOP for thinking this has anything to do with the election or some kind of political stunt.
Well, we'll see. I bet the conversation will come up. I think it'll happen at least during halftime.
Well,
It might not be during the game, but we'll definitely see. But if it doesn't, that'll be good for football, I believe.
It would be good for
if they keep it about
everybody
the game.
if they just
Yep.
and I think that's going to be the goal. I think those guys are professionals. A lot of them have rings that are going to be commenting on the game, and it has. That's just my opinion, and I hope I'm right. For the sake of everybody and for the love of the game, I hope I'm right. Do you have any closing thoughts, Brent?
How am I going to get Taylor Swift tickets this summer? I'm thinking right now, where I'm gonna be, where the greatest chance of me seeing her, like you seen her that day.
Yeah, and that's what it was.
I would drop on my knees, Gene, and start shaking. No, but yeah, it was fun, man. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to talk about media day next. It'll be probably the next time we talk.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm glad you're back and you're feeling You're feeling better too, man.
Yeah, still this lingering cough, man. But yeah, I'm able to sit upright and have a conversation for this long without needing to pass out. So
Good start, brother.
yes. Thank you, everybody. That's all the time we have for tonight. Zane and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and have a blessed, wonderful weekend. And remember to treat each other the way you want to be treated. So, good night, everyone.